they'll never tell. Clearwater Fan Girl, she's got the views, spilling the tea on wrestling news. She's in the front row, she's on the floor. She's got an ear to the backstage door. Clearwater Fan Girl, give us some more.
Welcome everyone to Clearwater Fan Girl Unplugged podcast, and my co-hosts Mike Youngblood and Jesse Coffey, and we are more than thrilled to have on with us today a very special guest, our most talented, charismatic, and legendary performer in the business, 5-time tag team champion, member of the NWO. Michael, he's done things in Mid-Atlantic as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. He has 2-time Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, 3-time Mid-Atlantic tag team champion, which I got something in common with Marcus. I held those titles too with Tatanka, and we romp and stomped on the overseas tours, man. We had a blast, brother.
I love that. I love Chris.
I do too, man.
Chris, he's a good boy, a real good boy.
He is. He's a really good guy.
So welcome. It is such a pleasure and honor to have you on. And we really look forward to speaking with you. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I'm thrilled to do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Angela, you go ahead and open the show, baby girl.
Okay. So one of the questions is not really wrestling related, but I was curious. You're such a motivated and driven person. How do you balance the need to rest, for example, right now, with some of the health challenges that you've gone through versus your drive to constantly keep working and keep moving? How do you find a balance there?
That's a great question. From my entire life, even before, high school and middle school, I got used to doing something that I like to call, I would fix it. I would fix the problem. And by fixing the problem, what I would do is in middle school, I remember my legs felt skinny in my jeans. And so for my entire 6th, 7th, and 8th grade years of middle school, I wore long johns under my jeans. I was a super athlete, but I failed PE all 3 years of middle school. I didn't fail it because my mother wrote some kind of note to get me by it. But I would do all the stuff, but I didn't dress out because I didn't want nobody to know I had long johns on. Yeah. Well, that fix it thing went with me for the next 35 years. And it was fixing it from after that was I was a real skinny kid, and steroids came out, and it was, I was able to take a supplement that I could gain weight. The doctor was giving it to me. It was called Dianabol. There was nothing wrong with it. It was something that gained weight, like all these all the lose weight stuff now. This was a gain weight supplement that we did, and it was great. And again, I learned to fix it. And it was wonderful. I was able to fix it, but the dedication that came behind that fixing it was a lot. I was a 145-pound kid going in, but in middle school, athletic wise for some reason I didn't like football and baseball as quick as my brothers did. So I got into boxing. I won the Golden Glove state champion boxer in 1982. I was 12 years old. Wow. And I don't even talk about that because it was just something that happened years ago. And I was 61-1. I was really good at it, but then they changed it instead of weight against weight. It went to the age against age, and I was small for my age, so I was starting to get beat up at practice. So I was gonna take a year off and come back to it. Football, baseball, and high school happened, and I didn't go back to boxing. It was football, baseball, and high school, but going along with that, taking the first steroid started a regiment of what it took to look good. And that was protein. Watch your carbs, watch your fat. I've been watching my protein and watching my carbs and watching my fat for 40 years. And
Wow.
a lot of that 40, I was wrong and just I was learning because there wasn't no YouTube university. There was, I'd walk up to a guy in a gym, a
Yeah.
big jacked up guy, and say, what are you doing that for?
Right.
What do you eat for lunch? Uh, why did you do that way? And you just asked, and it was trial and error.
Yes,
And
sir.
but you learn with that schedule as a bodybuilder, you learn that you've got to be very dedicated. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
5 meals a day, 5 meals a day at 50 grams of protein, 6 days a week. It's as zero as carbs as you can do. And then one day a week is your cheat day. So, and early on, it was a regiment that if you were going to be successful, it just had to be done. And when this happened, to answer her question, when this accident happened, the first thing I asked was, how long before I can train?
Right.
And they were like, you can go to the gym now. And I was like, what? So from July 10th, when I had the amputation, the second Monday, I was back in the gym. So 10 days later, I was doing chest and triceps after amputating my leg, walking to the gym with crutches. And we trained every body part, every exercise like I've ever done in my life. But what I thought was going to be more difficult, it was easier. My booty fit into the equipment better than it did before with a straight leg. Everything
Wow.
it wasn't easier getting in the machines, but once I was in the machine, it was 1,000 times more comfortable. So I
Yeah.
had a great workout. The only thing I couldn't do my first day back with chest and triceps was I couldn't do standing straight bar push downs because you got to have two
Yeah.
legs for that.
Right.
So
For the triceps.
and then so the second day came with back and thigh, and the only thing I couldn't do that day was seated rows. I was standing in
Right.
line for seated rows, and Stacy was waiting in line for the machine, and I realized I go, oh my God, I go, Stacy, I can't do this machine. And she was like, why? I went, oh, and so we laughed about it and moved on. But so I just didn't miss a beat. And I guess that's where it comes from. Now, where that comes from, I don't know, brother.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know that from a really young age, I didn't like looking normal. I
Yeah.
wanted to look good. I wanted to look as good as I could. I wanted to look healthy, and I wanted to be muscular, and I wanted to look like when people looked at me. I remember looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Yeah.
going, wow, look at that
Yeah.
guy. And and I swear until somebody told me, which was not right away, I really thought I could look like Arnold,
Yeah.
and that's not possible. But I didn't know that for a few years
Right.
before somebody goes, there's a thing called genetics, Bagwell,
Genetics.
and
Yes.
genetics only take you so far. So yeah, so it was just the drive and everything. It's just be family oriented. The apple don't fall far from the tree. I had very successful parents. My brothers were super athletes.
Yeah. Oh, we lost him. We lost him.
Oh, he's back. You okay?
Yeah, you got me.
Yes, sir. I can hear you. I just can't see you.
How's your baby? You got me.
Yeah, you're on here, but I just can't see you. And we'll edit it. Don't worry about that. We got you. So take your time.
You're frozen. You're back. You're frozen.
Right. Okay.
You can come in like you want.
How do we get him back on screen, bud?
So I can see me, but can you not?
No,
Oh,
sir.
here. It says that his camera's turned off.
Yeah, it says your camera's turned off, Marcus.
I'm gonna ask to start the video.
It's okay.
Maybe the video will start
How
now.
about now?
It's
No,
just blank, Marcus.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you perfect.
Can you-
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
can hear
looked
you.
at
I can
the
hear.
camera, and my camera it shows that I'm on.
Yes, sir.
I can
Okay.
stop video. I can stop it. So I just stop video and I'm off. I can't see myself. When I mash the button to start the video,
Yeah.
I can see myself, but y'all can't.
Yes, sir. I can't. We can't see you. It's okay. We'll get it. We'll get it fixed.
We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. We'll
It should be working.
All right. We can see you
you're
now.
back.
Perfect.
You're
Perfect.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that's great.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So what I was saying is my brothers were very successful, very good athletes. I was the youngest. My father, I don't get to talk about this very much. My father is in the NHRA Hall of Fame. So
Yeah, I know.
we were told whether we were going to be or not, we were told we were special. And not
Yeah.
like spoiled brats, not spoiled brats special, but just
Understood.
we were going to be somebody. And my brother was going to play pro football, my oldest brother. My middle brother was going to play pro baseball. And I was the baby, and I didn't really know which I was going to do, but I was going to be a pro athlete at something.
Right.
And something happened with me and the brothers that it made a wonderful childhood. But it was really hard to overcome this is we were rich. We were a very rich family. We had very lucky. We were very wealthy. For the parents I had, they had a lumber company called South Timber Supply. And we were going to work for our company since I was 5 years old till I was 18. They went broke in 1988. So my childhood in 70s, 80s, all we had to do was graduate. Grades were not important because we were going to be lumberyard owners at worst. But what I saw my brother do was also millionaires. They didn't chase their dream.
Just lost him again.
Yeah, it's just a connection on him. Just remember, we'll edit all this mistakes. Well, it ain't his fault, but it's just the connection. It's all right.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
So we made
Well, I mean, that's the thing with us. Like, well, my we just have my store or rent it there.
It's okay. Okay. Okay.
which is no big deal at all. We can do it another day.
Is that a little better? Or you want to try coming in the living room?
I'm just thinking we just reschedule it so they can get off their.
Oh, I hate that.
I mean, is it?
Look, let me take it to the, you just stay here and I'll try it in the living room.
Yeah, you're good. Take your time. Take your time. We're not in a rush.
No, yeah, you're good. We're trying. I mean, this is for y'all. We're good. I'm just trying to make it. I just want to make it good for you guys.
You want me to try?
Yes, sir.
this out and see if there's better.
So do you think it's my Wi-Fi that's causing this?
Yes, sir.
Do you think it's the Wi-Fi here?
They have
I
good
think it
Wi-Fi
might
here.
be.
Probably, yes, sir. Probably.
Let's do this. Let's try it
It's
one
a-
more time. If it keeps doing that, what we'll do is you can just do it tomorrow night at my house and make sure we got the right Wi-Fi and everything. So if it does it one more time, we'll just do it tomorrow night.
You want me to try
That's
the living
cool.
room?
That's cool. That's cool.
Is that cool?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just don't want to do this. I don't want to waste y'all's time. This ain't nothing on me. This is
No, you ain't wasting our
I'm
time,
doing
brother.
this for me. Yeah.
No way.
Okay.
No, you're not wasting our time at all.
Cool. So again, from a young age, we were told that we were going to be somebody. And my oldest brother, he went to school for 2 weeks and then he came home. And
Yes, sir.
because he could be a freshman starting over, or he could come back home and be a millionaire.
Yeah.
And so I watched him come back home. And at 10 years old, I knew why. And
Right.
I watched my middle brother he went to Atlanta Braves tryout. He got asked back to like a 100 guy tryout from 1,000, and he went drag racing with my father. And I watched this at 10 years old, and I knew it was wrong, but I understood it. I was like, they could be a millionaire here. Why go to AAA ball and all that? It's just got in us that we're going to work the lumber company. But I
Yeah.
watched them not chase their dreams over it. And
Right.
I was forced to chase my dreams. I was
Right.
forced to do it. With 1988, my senior year, they go broke. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what am I going to do? So I was forced to do it. But all of this, going back to the original question, how do you find the drive with what's happened to me is this was born and bred in me to be a winner from day one
Yes,
of my
sir.
life.
Yes, sir. My question, and I have thought about this for like 2 weeks since I first spoke to you on the phone about, coming on. Um, and I've often wondered this about you. And to be honest with you, you're the only wrestler or the only human being that I actually have thought this about. As far as like being a entertainer, but most importantly, an athlete, because that's what you are, and were and still are. You'll always be that athlete. What was it like to be Buff Bagwell? What was it like to be like for me, for example, I sit back and I say, I wonder what it's like to be inside the skin of Marcus Bagwell. What did he see? What did he feel when he got into the business, and then when he hit the fame, and when it all went boom, everything exploded in a positive manner for you. How did that feel for you?
It's really weird, but you got when you really think back on it. So I'm 21 years old, and I sign $100,000 contract to wrestle. Brother, $100,000 today is a lot of money a year. It's a lot of money. And back then, brother, it was a whole truckload of money.
Yes, sir.
And so at that junction, it was like, oh my God, but I knew that people didn't know us. I would be on a
Right.
golf course with Sting, and I would say, don't you feel guilty that we're making this money and we're playing golf? And he goes, no, I don't. And he goes, because we're making money on ratings. And I said, Sting, nobody comes to our shows. It's a small crowd. But he explained to me where the ratings and the TBS and Turner, and the way he explained it, it was like a barely convincing me kind of an explanation. But it was enough that I didn't feel bad. But I remember being outside center stage, Michael, and I would be begging people to come in to see us wrestle for free, not to buy a ticket, for free. And
Yes, sir.
that was Sting and Luger and Macho Man's and Dallas Pages, and nobody cared about WCW. So to
Yeah.
really see WCW go from Marcus Alexander Bagwell out on the curb to try to fill a 500-seat center stage to do a television taping, to see that go to selling out arenas, it was really a magical ride, brother. It was crazy.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
What was it?
I could not wear my NWO shirt. I just couldn't do it. You just could not do it.
Yeah.
If I wore that shirt anywhere, but I remember I wore it one time. I bet you I wore that in public in a 10-year area, and I wore
Yeah.
it to Six Flags. I wore it to Six Flags over Georgia, and I remember I just couldn't believe it. I was signing autographs, and people were taking pictures of me, and I'm like, and I was used to that a little bit, but
Yeah.
not like this. I knew instantly that this was from the shirt I was wearing,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, and then it wasn't too long, man, that, we started filling up buildings and it was just a different feeling. And then, brother, to roll up with your bag and there be red carpet waiting for you for the private jet.
Wow.
There's, and hey, and you're running a little late and Hogan
Yeah.
and Bischoff are already on the plane.
Oh man.
I'm like, sorry, guys. They're like, Bagwell, who do you think you are? I said, I'm so sorry, man. I'm sorry. But
Yeah.
I was petrified. And we would sit on the private jet like this. And then
Right.
Eric would always get on there and he was always real grumpy in the mornings. And he'd get on there and be, and we'd all be joking like kids, but you couldn't talk. So we were going,
Yeah.
and we're talking to each other and we're like playing like children on the private jet while the father slept.
Right.
And then
Right.
he would wake up and we would talk about Nitro, what we were going to do that night. And it was
Right.
just it was so much fun to be that important part of
Yeah.
it and see everything. And again, and the weird part is though, you land in that private jet and you get in the limo and everything's cool until you get to the building. And
Right.
then all of the boys, I noticed that Luger was trying to hide. And I was like, why is he trying to hide? And then I saw the boys over there and they were looking like, who's coming in? Who's coming in on that limo? So at this junction, the guys on the plane were trying to not let Eric see us hiding, but we're trying to hide from the boys. But if Eric sees us hiding, then he'll be like, what are you hiding for? You embarrassing
Right.
me. So we're trying to hide, but not really. And it was
Right.
like, you see all the boys over there unshaved on Sunday, a little bit white. We
Yeah.
come rolling in full body shaved, tan, looking
Tan.
good. And they're like, what is going on here, bro? And then after the show, limousine, back to the private jet, back to your house Monday night. And it's like, did that just really happen?
Right. Right. Well, I'm
The
gonna ask you
private
one more.
jet, the private jet really is what set it off for me. Is when you're on a private jet with Hulk Hogan, you made the right decision.
Different. Yeah, it's a different ball game there.
Different level.
One more question for me, and I'm gonna let these guys ask you. But
Okay.
I know what I've experienced in my career. Nothing, nowhere near compared to yours. It's just how would your morning start? What time would your morning start? What was your routine like before you left the house? What would you be thinking? And then landing and coming home and trying to unwind. What was that like for you?
It was different as far as if if it was, let's just say a typical day. A
Yes,
typical
sir.
day, not Monday, not Nitro. Let's say it was a Monday through Friday, Tuesday through Friday before Thunder. You got 4 days, So no matter what, my day started off with a protein drink. No matter what I was doing, I was going to get in 230 grams of protein, no matter what happened. If it was
Yes, sir.
5 shakes, if it was 4 shakes in one meal, if it was 4 meals in one shake, whatever it was going to be my body weight in protein was going to be done that day.
Yes, sir.
And then for 6 days a week, you do as zero carbs as you can. So what my day started off on was I was up and with my outfit already laid out, which is a secret, is a trick, is a
Yes,
good
sir.
trick. You have your outfit already laid out. If that outfit was laid out, you had about a 40% better chance of doing cardio.
Right.
If you got to go grab an outfit and grab your shoes, a phone could ring, something could happen, and you miss that cardio. I know that sounds crazy,
No, it
but I'm
doesn't.
telling you, it was that versatile.
Mm-hmm.
It was that crazy at that junction. So I would step out of my bed into my cardio clothes, tennis shoes, right to the basement, cardio.
Right.
That way, brother, I mean, really, for me, It's over after that.
Yeah.
All I got
Yeah.
now is a body part. I got a body part and eat good.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
over
Now, how many?
after that. Now, if you let me miss that, cardio. Now you got chest and cardio and eat good all day. That's a
Yeah.
full day, brother.
It's a full day. Yeah. Oh, with
Full
that,
day.
you said you did
So
cardio. How long would you do cardio for?
Great question. Great question. And it's one that I've told so many people, and I just don't think they fully understand. But first, let me tell you the facts. The facts are your heart has got to beat at a certain amount per minute for a consecutive, I'm going to say that again,
Yes,
for
sir.
a consecutive 30 minutes at least to
Right.
get anywhere with your body. A lot of guys do 40, some guys do 45. I look better than 99% of everybody, and it was never 31 minutes, but I never did 29. So I did it by doing 30 minutes of consecutive cardio with my heart rate between 120 and 150. And how you did that back then, and you knew it. There wasn't no adapters around your arms. There were
Yeah.
these two fingers you put at your throat, and you
Yeah.
looked at the clock on the wall. And if it was 20 to 25 beats while you were going in a 10-second period, you were in
Mhm.
range. If you wasn't, you adjusted it. And
Yes,
how
sir.
important this is if that rate was at 19, then I'm wasting my time. And if that heart rate was at 26, you are burning muscle. That's
Yeah.
how important these fingers probably touched my throat 35 or 40 times in a 30-minute period, just to make sure I was in the range,
Yeah.
And to this day, that's the range I still believe in. I believe that 120 to 150 for per minute for a
Right.
consecutive 30 minutes is how you do it. That's what I believe. And here's the catch behind that whole story.
Yes, sir.
I was going to do a video about cardio years ago, and I was going to tell how I was going to start the video off. Any gym you want to pick, we were going to walk in that gym, and the first machine of cardio we walk up to that a woman or a man was on, we were going to walk up to him with a camera and go, "Excuse me, what is your heart rate supposed to be?" And what
Right.
would you say if they were them?
Well, not knowing what you said, I'd say about 130, 140.
A woman 99% of the times when they go, "I don't know."
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's
And
true.
then my answer on camera was going to be, "Do you want to know?"
Yeah.
You would not believe the people, you would not believe the men and women that are in these gyms, and they don't know what I just said. The ones
Right.
you see laying over the thing and they're sweating like crazy and they think they're doing so good.
Mm-hmm.
All they're doing is burning muscle and losing weight. They're not doing good. If you saw Buff Bagwell doing cardio in my heyday,
Yes, sir.
you would probably lean over to your friend and go, that guy's wasting his time.
Yeah.
Because it's not a whole lot to it, brother.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But anytime you see that guy's losing weight, but he's losing
Losing
muscle
muscle.
and everything. So it's a fine line. It's a fine line of you truly are wasting your time
Yeah.
or you're burning muscle. And I had a great trainer that taught me that by doing these two fingers to my throat a whole lot.
Right.
And it worked for me. It really did.
Yeah. Well, it was obvious that it did because, you know, last thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna let these guys take over. These two guys know it, and a lot of people know it in the business. I've always considered you. What was what? What was the entertainer's name? I called him the other night. I just had a brain fart. James Dean. I said Marcus Bagwell is the James Dean of professional wrestling. I said
That's
because
a great one, bro. I love James Dean. Yes.
yeah,
James Dean.
and you had everything. And when you showed up on TV, you looked $2 million. You looked like $2 million. And you were always on point. And your presentation, how you presented yourself to the people and to the camera, was just, you were ahead of everybody else. Bar none. You were
Man,
ahead.
that right there, you saying that means so much to me, brother. But it ain't like nobody showed me what to do there. It was like, I remember Bischoff coming in one time and going, "Hey guys, there's this," and this will tell you a lot right here. Hey guys, he said, "We got a new ramp and it's a little bit slippery." He said, "You guys come out and make sure you don't fall on TV." And everybody, and I say everybody, Steiners, Luger, Macho, everybody, Hogan, they went out to look at it. And I sat there and didn't move. And Bischoff goes, "Did you hear me, Bagwell?" And I said, "Eric, if I go out there and fall on TV, I'm going to make it the coolest fall you've ever seen." I said, I don't want it. I said, "Good." I said, "Matter of fact, somebody tripped me on the way on the way." I said, if we could set it up, somebody throw a bottle at me and hit me with an egg and then trip me, and I'll make it cool. I said, I want something to happen like that on the way to the ring. I'm going to come out of it and make it funny. And
Absolutely.
so he busted out laughing. He goes, "Oh my God, you're so right." He goes, "Good luck on falling tonight." And man, that thing was slipperier than ice. It really was slippery. But
Yeah.
you know, I just never got in the ring and checked it out and saw how it was doing. No matter what it was doing, I was going to make it part of the show.
Right.
You know, no matter what. So
You were
it just
always ahead of the
became me,
game. You
and
were
I
a
just
step
did
ahead.
it. I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's on you, Jesse. You're welcome. You're more than welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
How are you, Marcus?
Hey, brother, what's up?
I'm doing good. I had a fan question for you.
Come on. Come on.
Where did the idea of putting your mom on the forklift come from?
Um, Great story. I thought you were going to ask where did the mother thing come from. So I'm going to answer that first right quick. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Like where Judy Bagwell came from. So Rick Steiner and my mother became great friends. I mean, like Rick was almost one of my brothers in real life, but
Yes, sir.
my mama and Rick Steiner really loved each other. And my
Yeah.
mom did a lot of stuff for Rick. He came up with the idea when I broke my neck to the next time we came back to Columbia, South Carolina, where I broke my neck, is to have my mother there getting on me like, you know, like I'm a bad boy. And it was completely his idea. And we threw it out there, and man, it really worked. So with that working the way it did so well, of course we continued with it. And the Judy Bagwell and the forklift thing, your answer is very easy. It's Vince Russo came up with it. But
Wow.
what it did backstage and all the times I've had to answer it, I've got no idea where that came from or why he would want to do it. I think people in Marietta, Georgia that knew my parents probably thought it was from them owning a lumber company.
Yeah.
But the world didn't know that though. The world didn't know they were successful lumberyard owners. But to the family, it was kind of cool that we were doing a forklift match. But if you remember, it was called Judy Bagwell on a pole match.
It was. It sure was. I forgot about that.
So that got confusing and kind of weird. And you got to remember, boys, I think that was the last pay-per-view anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was, Marcus. Yeah, you're right.
I'm pretty sure that was it. So
Yeah.
I mean, I was out there, of course, Blockbuster and David Arquette and Buff was over like Rover. It was going great for me, but and I won the Judy Bagwell on the forklift match and all that. But the company was done. We just didn't know it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good question. That
So
was a great
Vince
question.
Russo is where that came from.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
remember who you made your pay-per-view debut with?
That's a great question. And no, I don't know. I kind of remember one of my first big matches on Clash of Champions was with me and Brian Pillman against Terry Taylor and the other Armstrong boy, I think.
Armstrong, Brad,
No, Tracy Smothers.
Tracy
It was
Smothers.
Terry Taylor and Tracy Smothers. But I don't know if that was the first Clash I did. I don't know about the first one. I do have no idea who was my first.
What was Buff's first pay-per-view match?
It was Jimmy Garvin at Starcade.
I'll be dang.
You were
The
with
battle,
Jimmy
battle
Garvin, and you
bowl.
faced Michael Hayes and Tracy Smothers in a lethal lottery match.
That's it. We spun the lottery thing. I remember that
Yeah.
because I think we had a big battle royal at the end of that, and I was like the rookie, and it was on accident, but I got down to like the final four and realized I was in trouble. I'm like, what have I done? And I remember just almost trying to throw myself out because I knew I was in trouble. And it was for the Battle Bowl ring or something. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of press. I got a bunch of press from that because I lasted so long as.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I want to keep going with him. It's all right.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, it's okay. I want to keep going. Please. This is awesome.
Perfect. You got me.
Yeah, I got we can hear you. It's okay. Just remember we can edit this, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, he faced Chris Canyon on the pole match. It was Chris Canyon that he worked in the pole match with his mom. And it lasted yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so the pole match was definitely Vince Russo's idea. I remember, me questioning him about it, and it wasn't a good time to question anybody at WCW right then. But I just, okay, brother, if that's what you want, But it was awful weird. But I do remember that that Lethal Lottery was a really good pay per view we had.
We don't seem to have the video back, Buff.
Okay.
Okay,
gonna ask to start
let's wait a
again.
minute. Y'all tell me when you get me back.
Yeah, you're good. Just take your time. We're not in a rush, bro. We got time. Because I love this. This is
Can y'all see
beautiful.
me?
No, sir.
Mm-mm.
Excuse me.
Is my video back yet?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're back.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah,
you're
so
good.
cool. So yeah, that was really a big, believe it or not, it was a bigger pay-per-view than I thought for me because of that battle royal we had. And I got so far as a rookie, man. You got to realize I was 21 years old. I think the next youngest guy was 7-8 years ahead of me, man. So that was a big deal.
That was Brian Pillman, wasn't it?
Brian Pillman was the next. He was 28.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was the baby, man.
Yeah, you were the baby. What was it like being the youngest guy there, and how were you perceived when you came in?
Horribly.
Yeah,
brother.
It sucks.
The good news is I was ready for it, brother. When you go to high school and your parents have money and you are a good athlete and you are a fairly handsome kid, and you happen to be really good at sports and you pull
Right.
up with a red Corvette.
Yeah.
I didn't know this word yet, but that's heat.
Yeah, that's major heat.
That's heat, brother.
Yeah.
And again, we called it, heat's the same word as jealousy. I
Yeah.
just didn't know that heat word yet. So I
Yeah.
had heat my whole life. So
Yeah.
it wasn't something I couldn't deal with and I couldn't use. It was
Yeah.
something that made it completely normal to me. So
Right.
all I had to have was the rules. And the rules was be polite. And Mark Bagwell was polite his whole life. So
Yeah.
yes, sir, no, sir, shake hands. And they still, it was, the pretty boy, the pretty boy, the cute boy,
Mhm.
is he gay or not? I mean, it was anytime a good looking guy comes involved, he's going to
Yeah.
get the gay tag.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I got that shit. I got that same thing, brother.
They
Trust
don't
me.
realize that's just a compliment for me. That just tells me that I'm
Yeah,
looking good.
that's
But
right.
that always comes along with no matter what you deal with when you got some looks. And I was used to the heat. I knew I just didn't know what the word heat meant. But I
Right.
was you, brother. I batted 750 my senior year. And
Wow.
because my parents gave the coach 4 pieces of lumber for the benches,
Yeah.
that's why I was starting.
Yeah.
So
Hey, it is
I,
what it is.
I've had heat my whole life, so that's okay.
Yeah.
But Stone Cold, for example, they would he would dump ice on me every. I would always shower at the show
Yeah.
because I could get my workout in and all that. Go to TV, and I would, instead of showering and shaving at home, I would shower and shave at the building. It's
Yeah.
a fresher
Fresher
shave,
look. Yeah.
fresher look, and it was
Hmm.
just it worked better for me. And
Yeah.
I bet you for 2 months straight, every TV, Stone Cold would come in and dump ice water on me.
Ooh.
And here's the catch though. I'd come out of that locker room with every set of eyes waiting on them to see what the hell is going. Who the hell did I come out like this? Do, 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 do. And they were like, you can't get this kid, man. I mean, I no sold it. And Sting finally came to me and goes, man, you are one of the best I've ever seen. He goes, I go, what? He goes, how do you no sell that? I go, brother, then Sting got to know Mark Bagwell. I said, brother,
Yeah.
I've been dealing with that my whole life, brother. This is nothing.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding
Yeah.
me. And I said,
Yeah.
this is all I got to do to get along with everybody. I said, so the Steiners hated my guts.
Hmm.
And Sting and the Steiners were great friends.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I went to Sting and I said, brother, I please get them off my back, man. Get them off. They were just on me, man, and
Yeah.
not no not really nothing. No, was it phasing or what's it called? Tasing?
Hazing. Hazing.
Amazing.
No hazing or anything, but
Yeah.
pretty close.
Yeah.
And just enough that I just don't want to be uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
so I went to Sting, and me and Sting started driving together, and it blew everybody's mind. They were
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing with Bagwell? Are you kidding me?" And he's like,
Right.
"Man, Bagwell's cool, bro. Y'all just don't know." So
Yeah.
it wasn't too long after Sting took me in. It
Yeah.
was. I remember Sting came to my house. He came to my house to play basketball one day, and he pulled up
Yeah.
in a limousine, and all the kids saw him pulling up. He gets out with a suit, 3-piece suit on with the blonde hair to play a game of
Yeah.
basketball with me, Eric Watts, Slick Johnson, our referee. He was the basketball referee, but he wasn't working for us yet. He just
Yeah.
was he was just real charismatic.
Yeah.
And on the recorder, the old school recorders at your house, Scott and Rick Steiner were both on it separately on my recorder. And Sting goes, and I was just checking my messages, and Sting goes, wait a second, was that Rick and Scott on your recorder? And I go,
Yeah.
yeah, why? He goes, they call you at your house? And I said, we go riding all the time. He goes, you got to be kidding me. So
Yeah.
Sting just didn't realize that how much the guys really took me in after he accepted me, you know?
Yeah. And I don't mean to bring up this fella because we both have our thoughts about this individual. Ronnie Gossett. Who's that? Ronnie, me and you worked Ronnie Gossett's show. And we were in Griffin, Georgia. We wrestled in Griffin, Georgia. He did a TV taping. And this particular night, Rob Terry, I don't know if you know who Rob Terry is, the big English guy, used to wrestle for TNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
I remember. Yes.
Okay. We were all on the show. Brian Blair was there, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, Greg Valentine, Chris Chavis. We were all on the show and doing TV. And Rob was off in the corner with the Barbarian. And Barbarian and me are like brothers. We're like tight.
Really?
Yeah. Sione. Yeah. Yeah. I used to go up and stay at his house all the time in Charlotte.
I love him.
But anyway, we were sitting there and Barb called me over because I needed some Copenhagen. Because I'd asked him earlier if he had any. He said, well, this guy's going to the store. He's going to bring some back. I'll give you some. And anyway, I go over to get the Copenhagen and Rob Terry's standing there, doing his thing, getting dressed. And you walk by and I give you the high five and hug you like that. And, you go and do your thing. But, when you walk in, you have a presence. It's just there.
Yeah.
You can't help it. It's just the gift you were born with. And as you walk on by, just as a true story, I wouldn't be saying it if it wasn't. You walk on by, and Rob's like this the whole time. Because you look like $1 million, of course. And when you go through the door,
Good.
you go through the door into the opposite room.
Whoa, wait. Shirt off?
Sir?
Shirt off?
Yeah, your shirt was off. Your shirt was off. Yeah. Your shirt was off. You were looking good, bro. I was like, you walk by, and I've seen you so many times, and I'm used to you, I'm used to you. So I acknowledge your presence and you're there, everything and respectful. But as you go into the opposite room to do your gig, do your thing and get ready, putting on your thing and pumping up, Rob's like, he's such a prick. And I said, I stopped dead center, bro. This is a true story. Barbie will tell you. And this guy's like a giant over me. I stopped dead center, bro. And I looked right at him. I said, no, he's not a prick. I said, he's Buff Bagwell, bro. I said, if you got a problem with that, you got a problem with me. I swear to God. Bro, I was hot, bro. I was hot. Because, you were always good to me. You were a good person.
I'm surprised I didn't say hello to him. I'm surprised I didn't say hello to him. Why didn't I?
You did. You spoke to him. You spoke to everybody in the room.
What? I was about to say, are you kidding? And that ain't because I have to. No. I just know that means a lot, and it's a big deal. It's wrestling.
Yeah, I was like, because I was like, bro,
unbelievable,
up, bro, lighten up. I said, you got a problem with him, you got a problem with me. And Barbie was standing right behind me, bro. Like, yeah, dude, say something. And I didn't have a problem with him the rest of the show. He was such a good. I'm sorry.
I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
Good story. Good story.
Barbie will tell you that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So on you, Angela.
So you've talked a little bit, Buff, about working with Eric Bischoff, and then you mentioned Vince Russo. And I know later you worked for Vince when you went over to WWE. Can you give us an idea of the different dynamics there? What it's like working with those different personalities, Russo versus Bischoff versus McMahon? Is there some perspective you can give us on that? Your experience, at least?
There really isn't a whole lot because I wasn't there long enough. I can tell you what happened, and it's a pretty good little story, but I remember it's going to go back to what I told Michael a minute ago about I never went to the ring. I never checked anything out. Remember that, Michael, because that's going to come back into play with this story.
Yes, sir.
So they made me go to wrestling school to learn how to run a 20-foot ring. And it was a big difference, but not worth a week's of practice, but I did it. And then me and Helms get in the fight down there, and he hits me with a bottle, and I get 20 staples in my head and all that crap. And so down there, we left that building with nobody was going to say anything. I told Johnny Ace at the scene of the crime, I told Johnny I fell. If you ask any set of eyes that were down there, and there was a bunch of sets down there from Hugh Morris's on down the line, them boys looked at me like, don't tell the truth. And I didn't. I said, I fell. I fell. And so we cleaned the blood up, and Mark Jindrak, an eyewitness, he held a towel on my head for the next 3 hours and got me packed up and on the plane with a ball cap on where you couldn't see I was bleeding profusely until we got in the air, and then they're not going to land. But that happened, and then we came to the next television taping, and the boy that left crying about hitting me, Shane Helms, he's the first person I see in the Hardy Boys at the next TV, and I go, hey, Shane. And he don't say hey, and neither do the Hardy Boys. And I went straight to Johnny Ace. I said, buddy, let me tell you what happened.
I never got along with none of those guys except for Jeff.
Yeah, and I said, buddy, let me tell you what really happened that day. So I tell him the whole story. He gets everybody together. Everybody shakes hands, apologizes. And right after that, Vince McMahon walks in. And this is the longest I ever saw Vince talk, because I was only there 2 weeks, brother.
Yes, sir.
But he got in front of all of us, and he goes, hey, guys, we want y'all to be comfortable. We want y'all to be part of the family, part of the team. We want y'all to be comfortable. So do whatever you do. Don't be fake. Don't be fake. We want you guys to do what you normally do. We want you to be comfortable. We broke out of that meeting, and everybody in the meeting goes to the ring with their knee pads on. Except me. So I've got two choices to make here. I can go to the ring, and everybody in there, from Hugh Morris to Billy Kidmans to all the WCW guys, the 10 WCW guys, they're going to go, what are you doing in the ring, Bagwell? Why are you out here? But Vince had told us to be ourselves and to be honest. And honestly, I didn't do what them boys did. I didn't go get in the ring and hit ropes and take some bumps and get ready for the night. We just didn't do that. Sting never did that. Luger never did. I never did. There was guys that did it, and there was guys that didn't. And it just so happens that I was the only guy out of the group, though, that wasn't doing it. So I didn't know what. So I sat in the stands. I'm sitting in the stands, looking at the boys in the ring, going, what do I do? What do I do? If I go there, they're going to say, what are you doing, Bag? You're not being honest. You don't do this. Right there, like just now thinking about it, I guess I should have went to Vince and said, Vince, I'm confused on what to do here, brother. Tell me. I don't know what to do. I normally don't warm up like these boys do. I just don't. I never have ever. I guess looking back now, 35 years later, maybe that would have been the right thing to do. But I just sat there extremely uncomfortable and didn't know what to do. And again, there's no Luger, no Sting, none of my boys to talk to. I'm on my own. But Vince, I don't have any stories on Vince. None. I just I have Bischoff and Russo, and those guys were really, I think it was kind of fun working for both of them. It wasn't like a huge difference. Russo was
Yeah.
just a little more WWF guy. And when he was running the show, the WWF boys got pushed. And when
Right.
Eric was running the show, WCW guys got pushed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those guys, it was fun working for both those guys, but I don't really know anything about Vince. The only story I got at all was the one match I worked there, and I remember being backstage, and I remember my music coming on, and out of nowhere, Shane McMahon appeared.
Yeah.
And I've been in this business long enough to know at this junction, Shane McMahon should not be right here right now. So the first thing I did was I tried to find a set of eyes that could see Shane McMahon talking to me.
Talking.
So
Yeah.
I looked around, and as he's talking to me, I see nobody.
Yeah.
And Shane says, "If you look in the camera, you're fired." And I said, "Shane, that's all I do, brother." I said,
Yeah.
"I go out, I look in the camera, I wrestle a good match. That's part of my deal." He goes, "If you look in the camera, you're fired." So
Yeah.
if you watch that match back, I do not look into that camera.
Yep.
It
I
threw
watched
me
it just the
off,
other day.
man.
I watched it just the other day.
God, it
If
threw
I,
me off.
yeah, if I hadn't heard you in an interview a couple weeks ago, and you were talking about this, similar incident, and you said that, and I went and watched the video right after the shoot video, and I looked, and you did everything like you would do it at WCW, except that one thing. You couldn't play to the people on the other side. You know what I mean?
And I felt
And I was
empty.
like, wait a minute. Yeah, because it takes away from who you are as a character and as a real person.
Yes. It was
I was like,
it was
what are
just
they?
bizarre. I was just so you throw that in with the 20-foot ring. I think it threw me off a little bit all around, but the rumors of it being a bad match,
No,
the rumors of it being a match you get fired over,
no,
you can't say that to me and not feel stupid. There's
yeah,
no way you get fired over a wrestling match when you're
no,
Buff Bagwell.
hell no.
You get warned,
Yeah,
you get talked to, you get reprimanded, you may get fined. You don't get fired for a bad match, guys. And
no,
so it wasn't that bad. There were no glitches. It
no.
was
It
just
wasn't
not a good
anything.
match.
It was an
It
excellent
just
match.
no.
Your timing was there though.
The punches, all the moves were done correctly. It just wasn't a good match. And here's where this comes in. I'm not sure you've ever heard this.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to the back after the match, and me and Booker, which have never had anything but 5-star matches with each other,
Yeah,
whatever it was that went on out there, from me not being able to look in the camera, for him not being able to shake hands, I found out. Don't shake hands, get directly in the ring. I found out just a couple of months ago. And then us getting in the ring and the timing being a little off or whatever it was, we start arguing about it. And Johnny Ace goes, "Stop arguing. It's our fault." Have you heard this story?
I heard in the shoot video you did say that Johnny said that, and I
So
did hear you speak on.
yeah, so he says, and we go, how's it your fault? And
Yeah,
he goes, "Pat Patterson does all the main event finishes. And Pat thought that I was talking to you guys on what to do for your match. And I thought Pat was talking to you guys. So
yeah.
nobody talked to you guys. It's our fault and we're sorry." And but anytime bosses say they're sorry,
Yeah.
you just say, "Gotcha, thank you." And we got big plans for you next week, and that's what I went on. And there were big plans for me. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was frustrating for me because to see that or to hear that, because I didn't hear it, I didn't know that story until I watched that shoot. And then I watched where it got frustrating for me is when I went and watched the actual match. And I watched it 2 or 3 times. And the only
Yeah.
thing that was missing was you just playing to the camera, in my opinion. Um, and I heard somebody else say it was a bad match, and I watched that. I said, "Hell, excuse my language." I said, "No, that was not a bad match. I mean, everything
I
was
said, you
there."
can't. I don't think it was a good match either. But you just can't. You cannot. If there's not a trip, a stumble,
Yeah,
a maneuver, a punch up close,
right.
if there's no mistakes, you can't call that a bad match. It could be a boring match. It can be a slow match. And it was those things. But you can't label a bad match on something where there's no trips, there's no, double ducks
Double
or,
Dutch, yeah,
go to leapfrog and he drags a little bit. Drop kicks, punches, forearms, tackles. Everything was tight and crisp.
yeah,
You can't get fired over a nice, clean, crisp match. You just can't. But they proved me wrong, and they made the world believe that it was a bad match.
yeah,
Mind-boggling.
yeah. That's totally
And
1000% wrong.
the best one though, Michael, the best one was that my mother called.
Yeah,
I bet you
which was
I argued for 3 years over my mom not calling. And then after 3 years, I
yeah,
went, wait a second. Who cares if my mother called? What am
yeah,
I talking about? So I was trying to defend my mother. And then I realized, wait a minute, even if she did call, so what?
yeah. So what?
Why should I get fired over my mother calling? I'm
Yeah,
like, what do you mean?
yeah.
But
Hey,
again,
I've had my mom call promoters because of certain things happening.
the but the people believed that that's why they
Yeah,
fired me. Again, hey Bagwell, tell your mother not to call. Hey Bagwell, you better tighten your match up. All day long,
yeah,
I never heard any of those. There was no warning.
right.
It was just get out.
Yeah, people
Get
are
out,
ridiculous,
Bagwell.
man. And it's just that's why I tell Angela. I've told Angela this many times. You know, a normal average person that will not understand our business. They will not. It is a totally different world than going to a 9 to 5. Or Angela works for an 8 billion. She runs an $8 billion account. This is facts. Yeah, her just by herself. And the people that she deals with, and I'm familiar with her because I've seen her in action. They are nothing like what I've experienced at WWE. Because I wrestled with WWE from '94 to '97 as a handshake. I wrestled every week because of Sergeant Slaughter and Tony Gurria. And then from 2005, when I went back 2005 to 2006, it was a whole lot different. And then I got a regular job after that, right? And I couldn't adjust because I was so used to the wrestling world. I couldn't adjust to the real world. And I knew how I needed things done. And I was telling Angela, I was like, babe, you'll never understand our business unless you live it or have lived it.
It's
And
definitely different.
it's a different world, man.
Mm. No doubt, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going to I was at the airport one time, and I was like, a bunch of kids came running up and recognizing I was signing some autographs, and I remember I love Stevie Richards. He's a great friend of mine, great friend. I love him to death.
Yeah.
He walks up, and he was decorated in the WWE stuff. He had the hat and the tie, the sweatsuit on, WWE hat. And I remember the kids not knowing who he was. And I was trying to, hey guys, this is, Stevie Richards, and the whole part of that story is I left, go home, turn the TV on that night, and who do I see on Monday Night Raw? Stevie Richards. And I'm
Because
like,
of now, was this before he signed or was it right when he signed?
I don't know when it was. I just know that I know I saw him at Atlanta airport.
Mm-hmm.
The kids didn't recognize him. And then when I go home that evening and turn my TV on, Indianapolis, Indiana, Monday Night Raw, Steve
Monday Night
Richards
Raw
was on the show.
was on the show, yeah.
And I was, and my mouth just, and I was like, what? And then when I saw that, I truly knew then it was over. Like,
Yeah.
this is out of your hands, brother. This is not how good you look. This is not how good you can work. This has got, this is just, you're not in the clique, buddy. You're not in no more. And it's over. It's over, brother. And I love Steve Richards. He's great. He's phenomenal. Good friend of mine. But at that junction, nobody really knew him. But when he was on Monday Night Raw, I say nobody knew him. Maybe they did, but I didn't know him that well as far as being a star yet. And then when I saw it, thank you, baby. When I saw it, I was like, it's over. It's over. You know, so it actually helped me move on, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild, man.
Yes.
So, what do you think about that, Jesse?
Now, of your tag team partners that you tagged with in WCW, you were 5-time tag team champions with 4 different people. Who is your favorite partner, Marcus?
That's a great, great question. And the answer is it's a tie, but there's a good reason why the tie. And it's not because I want to hurt somebody's feelings or not. It's really got nothing to do with it. It really is a tie because me and Scorpio, I learned so much with Scorpio. And we were high flyers. And then the next team was Stars and Stripes. And it was, again, I learned I learned different wrestling with Dale Wilkes. It wasn't a high flyer thing. It was more, I was the guy that took the heat and the big man got to come back, you know. And then that third tag team with the American males, if you made me pick, that would probably be the favorite because that was the closest thing to what I was trying to be, which is Buff Bagwell. The American male with the earrings and the chokers and the goatee and all of that is like a heel, but they allow me to tell them, they allow them to try my way of letting a baby face have facial hair. Let that happen. Earrings are cool. I tried to explain to them, and they allowed it for me and Riggs, and so we became the American male. So that was, you know, that was really one of my favorite tag teams because I think it was the closest to me. It was who I really was.
Right.
And,
I can see that. Yeah.
But I believe with all of my heart, because of the name, because we didn't wrestle long enough together, because of the name, brother, it was the best tag team. And that was Vicious and Delicious.
Delicious.
I mean, brother, just as soon as you say it, it gets a chuckle. It was so perfect. It was perfect, man. And then the only reason why that Vicious and Delicious didn't do well is because I broke my neck at like the second match we had.
Right.
So when I was Vicious and Delicious with Scott Norton, in that match is when Rick Steiner broke my neck versus Luger and Steiner. And when I came back from my neck injury, Norton was in Japan and they put me with Scott Steiner, and that worked real well too.
Yeah. That was with the Bulldog off the, was he come off the second or the top?
He always did the top.
Yeah.
And he actually missed me.
Yeah, he
is
slipped
what
by
caused
you,
the problem.
You went with the bump. You went
and
with
then
the
I
bump.
went with him trying to make it look good, you know, and boom.
Yeah, and it happens, man. It's just, that's a horrible, horrible injury. Because I know when I broke mine in, first time I broke it, it was in 2011. And then the second time I broke it was in 16. And that 16 break was horrible because when they did the surgery, when they finally did the surgery on me in 22, I was wanting to go back to wrestling. And when I got to the training facility in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We have a little school there, and on my body slams or hip tosses, I can do everything in the ring, but you pick me up and go to slam me, and I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, oh my God, please don't drop me on my neck. Please don't drop me on my neck. Let me take my own bump, you know. And I'd post and everything and get up there, and I'm holding on to this guy, you know. And but when I took that slam, it hurt so bad, Marcus, and it was like my nerves and my neck shut down everything in my body.
How old were you right with that story?
When I had the surgery, or right after the
No, at
surgery.
that story of you holding on and it hurting in the ring.
You see, I was 46.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
So think
Yeah.
about this. So exactly the same thing happened to me.
Really?
I break my neck.
Yeah.
The exact same thing, except I'm 20. I'm 20 set. I'm 28.
28 years
So
old. Yeah.
20 years younger than you.
Yeah.
I break my neck. I get fused 3, 4, and 6, 7. For 3 months, I couldn't take any steroids, no working out, no anything.
Yeah. I
3
had to come
months,
off everything.
I lost 50 pounds.
Yeah.
I came up with the overalls and the top hat to cover up. And I wore the NWO t-shirts and overalls to cover up.
Yeah.
And I lost so much weight. And then I remember when they give me the go, 3 months in one day, I was back in the gym, back taking my supplements correctly.
Mhm.
And I came back bigger, stronger, leaner, everything. But
Yeah.
when it was time to get in the ring, I got in the ring with Eric Watts. And I just said, slam me. And he went to slam me. And I went, put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down.
Mhm.
And he put me down. And I said, come on, slam me. He went to slam me again. No, put me down, put me down, put me down. And he put me down. I was like, man, I can't do it. So Eric Watts pulled that blue pad in the ring. And he said, just do a forward roll.
Yeah.
So I did a forward roll. I did a second forward roll. And then he shot me off and hip tossed me. And on the hip toss, it's like I went, I'm good. The next thing we did was tackle, drop down, leapfrog, hip toss, backdrop. And I was like, I'm ready to go. But
Yeah.
it was about 10 minutes, which seemed like an hour, that I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this.
Mhm. And you're so scared and afraid, like you're not going to be able to come back to the business, or you're going to get re-injured. I think my thing was I was scared I was going to get hurt again, because I didn't want
Right.
to go through that initial. I didn't want to go through that initial pain, and then have to go through another surgery. And I made the decision to just bow out gracefully. I've done this for 31 years. I'm happy with what I've done. Most of my stuff was done in Japan and Puerto Rico, and I was like, you know what?
Right.
I'm happy with my career. I bowed out gracefully. And how
Right.
now my quick question: did you ever? Because I've never heard this. I wanted to ask it. Did you ever retire, or was it just the injury with the leg that kind of you just? Because I know when you were hurt with your leg down in Atlanta, and you were still favoring it. I think you had something wrong. You had like a little infection or something. Because I remember you telling me this.
What year was
You had like
that?
a little infection. That was 2000, late 18, early 19.
That may have been like my hip replacement. So my
Your
hip
hip.
is
That's what it was. Yes.
yeah, because my knee, nothing. I started breaking down around my knee after my hip replacement is when the hip and my right shoulder, the replacements were almost at the exact same time. And
Yeah.
it was over right then, but I didn't bow out gracefully. I kept going with the shoulder thing and having
Yeah.
simple matches, getting by and all that. And but I remember, that the knee, the car wreck that started all the knee stuff with the
Right.
amputation was August 17th, 2020.
Oh my God.
So
I
there
didn't
was
know
really
that. I
no
didn't know that.
retire. Yeah, there was no retirement. So really, COVID for a different reason was also the end of my career.
Yeah.
COVID, but a car wreck during COVID is what it was in the ending of my career, because I never came back from it, and the surgeries, and it got infected, and that was a 5 year. It was a 2 year, a 2 year sedation, non-healing wounds story for 2 years. That I just stayed. Drinking really wasn't my deal.
Mhm.
I got 6 lifetime DUIs, and none of them are alcohol. None of them. They're
Yeah.
all DUI drugs. They're
Right.
DUI
Right.
drugs from
Yeah.
prescription pills.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so drinking really wasn't my thing. But buddy, when this happened, drinking became my thing. And I stayed drunk for 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm right there with you, man. Because after I had the surgery, of course they fed me pain pills, and I had somas, I had muscle relaxers, and I was taking a combo, bro. Um, along with alcohol. So I know I can understand that. I've experienced it.
Yeah. The combo was, I can tell you, every time we take pills, it was one pain pill and 2 somas.
Two somas. And I'd always eat
Yeah.
carbs with my
And then it
somas.
was, and then
I'd
it
eat
got,
carbs with my somas. And it was like it intensified it.
no, we would wait. Well, we would wait, because once you ate, it was over. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I could paint your house on somas, but once I took a bite of food, it was over, brother. It was comatoma, soma
Comatoma,
coma,
yeah.
just boom.
Yeah.
But,
I know it
but yeah,
well.
so for years, that was the concoction.
Yeah.
That was the concoction, and it worked. It worked for a lot of years, brother. We did it correctly for a lot of years. And then finally, it got ugly, and then it was just time to clean up. And so actually 3 years was 3 days ago. So
I'm so proud
August
of you.
27th, 2025.
It's okay. It's 7:54 right now, so it's okay.
He's coming back.
Back.
Yes, sir. You're good.
Okay. So yeah, so 3 years, brother. I never saw that one coming by no means, but brother, the best 3 years of my entire life.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you, man. And because it's for me, my drug experience was came in 2001 to 2002, and it was cocaine, powder cocaine, and
Really?
yeah,
See,
yeah,
the Coke, man, the Coke man could for some reason, it would just, not for some reason, it ate me up. I couldn't stay big on it. The
yeah,
somas, you could eat and then do it again,
yeah, because it was like you kept your size, you maintained your
but the
size.
Coke, yeah, that Coke just ate us up, so
Yeah,
we didn't party like that, but
yeah,
we partied as hard as you can with prescription pills.
yeah. I've been sober from cocaine since 2002, and I only did it for a year. But throughout the whole year, I probably spent 20 grand, easy. And
God
yeah,
dang,
and it
man.
took it
Just snorting it?
just snorting. Never smoked it, no, never shot it or anything like that. Just snorted it, and I wanted to be able to. I thought I could function. I was thinking I was functioning, but in reality, I wasn't. I wasn't there. Um,
No.
so, but anyway, I had an overdose. I overdosed, and I flatlined, bro. Yeah, I flatlined, and
Wow.
luckily, yeah, I was blue, bro, when they found me. And it was like right after I knew I was going. I was laying on my side, right? I was laying on my left side, and I was thinking, well, I just took 2 Xanaxes. I'm gonna come down. But where I messed up, Marcus, was when I took that shot of liquor to take the Xanaxes. And not even 20 minutes later,
Why?
I wanted to go to sleep. I was tired of being high. And I was just tired of being
Right.
up
No, I
all
mean,
day.
I mean, I'm wondering why the liquor made it.
it raised, the doctor said it raised my blood pressure so high that my heart couldn't handle it. My heart was beating so fast that it couldn't handle all the blood that it was receiving. And it was over. I remember this, Marcus. I heard a train in my ear, and then I heard an explosion within my body. And I immediately jumped. It's like sat up on the bed and was gasping, bro. I was sucking wind, trying to breathe. I couldn't breathe. And I was so thirsty, Marcus. I couldn't walk. The whole side of my left side shut down. And I was on my hands and knees crawling to this master bathroom, calling on the Lord. I was calling on God. And I said, Lord, help me, Jesus. I said, if you can just get me to this bathtub so I can get me some water. I said, I'll never touch this again. I said, I'll never touch this again. And I crawled, bro. And it was like this bathtub was maybe 5 feet from me. And it felt like forever getting there. But when I got there and I cut that water on, I was trying to feed myself water, man. And the next thing I know, I was gone. I don't remember anything but waking up. And by that time, I was in the hospital. I stayed in the hospital like 9 days. Yeah, and I didn't wake up till like the second day. I was in a coma. Yeah, that was my experience with
Close,
it. Yeah, I hadn't touched it since, and then I had the episode with after my neck, the pain pills, and I was like, no, we're not going back down this. We're not going back down this road. So yeah,
absolutely, good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yes, sir. You got a question, Angela?
Oh, I didn't know if it was Jesse's turn, but if you don't mind, Jesse, do you mind if I just ask a question that's kind of related to all this?
Now you can go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So I was just curious, what ultimately motivated you to get in touch with DDP and join his Change or Die program? And what I'm really curious about is, how did you do it? Going through the emotional, the physical challenges that you were at the time with your injuries and things, with a camera pointed at you the whole time? How was that? How did you handle
Yes.
that?
Go. Oh, baby, go a little side. Go. It's okay. Go ahead. Sorry, my grandbabies were here. That's yours, baby. Take it. It was really, really tough, bro. I mean, so Diamond Dallas came at me with, we shot a show called Change or Die. And I would stay sober during the week to shoot the show. And then on the weekends, I would stay messed up. And during all this, keep in mind, my leg still had not healed. And it's been 2 years now, my leg still wasn't healed. So.
Oh, we lost him again.
It's okay. Because it's 8 o'clock now. We got 30 minutes. We can go.
Yeah, we go.
Am I back?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good.
We can hear you.
It was my whole life had always been in the camera anyway. So Dallas is the one that came at me though. He came at me and goes, bro, if you don't go to rehab today, I'm out of your life. At that junction, Dallas was really all I had. He was I had. So that day they picked like intervention. I went in to rehab, and I was ready to. I was wanting to get clean. I just really didn't think I could with what was going on with my leg. So I had my leg going on. I couldn't sleep at all. It was crazy. But I just, under the pressure of Dallas saying he's going to leave me as a friend, I went to Black.
We got you back.
Okay. Yeah. So
we don't have it 20. We don't have it 20 minutes left. If that's cool.
Yeah, we're great. Good.
Okay.
I really, just with Dallas coming at me, it was just time, man. But I said, Dallas, I'll go to rehab, but I'm telling you, bro, I can't sleep. And he goes, "You've been telling me that story for 2 years." And I said, "Well, if I told this so many times, then you tell me the story." And he told me the story.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God." So that day I went to rehab, and I remember it was about the fourth day that I was able to sleep through the night. When I woke up, without any narcotic to knock me out, I was like, I may be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I may be able to do this, man. So when that happened, I got a full night's sleep. I was all in then, man. So the next 26, 27 days, the 30-day rehab, I was all in and never looked back. But the camera being on me throughout all of that, I think it helped. I like making myself accountable. Like I'll walk into a doctor's office and say, "Hey, I'm 1 year sober or 2 years sober," and I tell them my history just to get it out on the table so there's no misunderstanding, man.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just
Thank you.
every doctor's appointment I went to before, it was constantly, telling them, "Hey, I need some pills." And now I'm saying, "Look, I'm a drug addict. Don't give me anything."
Yeah. And that's being in that darkness is horrible, man, because you need something because you can't deal with the pain, but if you take it, you're like, "Oh, I know what's going to happen," and it's just
Yeah.
it's a rough neighborhood. I don't
It
like
was,
being in. You know what I mean?
no, I don't want to ever go back to it, but it was one that, I mean, we did it really good for a long time. It made sense for a long time the way we did it, but then it got to be where we couldn't do it right no more. It became unmanageable.
Yeah.
It really did. Love you, baby. It
What do you
became
what?
unmanageable. And when it did, it was just time to put it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jesse, you got something you want to ask Mark?
Now, Marcus, do you have any upcoming appearances you want to talk about? I know that September the 18th, you're going to do a Sign It Live with High Spots.
How'd you guys hear about that?
Oh yeah, we know a lot of things.
As you notice
I
behind me,
love
I've
it.
got a
I
lot
love it.
of
I love it. I didn't
photos.
know they were.
And September the 18th, there will be a Buff Bagwell up there.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But that just got cleared when you guys had told me about asking about that. I was like, wow, that just happened. But I'm definitely going to be there. And then I'm in Tennessee this weekend, Memphis for Memphis Wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm doing a Dyers County Fair in Dyersburg, and I'm doing Memphis baseball. So that's this weekend. And then the next weekend is a little town in Atlanta here, a little show in Atlanta called Southern Honor Wrestling. They run a show in Canton, Georgia, and it's the last time they're going to be in Canton. So I'm doing that on that Friday, and then it's a Saturday, and then I'm not sure. I'm actually out in um, like in way out west, in a place called, the guy's name is Buchholz. I can't remember the town, but I'm in another town out in September, late September 27th. So got a pretty busy September. October, November are a little bit light for me this year, it seems, but just having a time getting back, with the leg and everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You too.
You got one for him, Angela?
Sure. So I do have a question. So I've done some research, and it looks like even in the midst of all of your different health struggles that you've had and things, you've always reached out to other wrestlers, especially to help them out, lend them a helping hand when they need it, like Brian Knobs, the live stream that you did for him recently. And I'm just curious, um what inspires you, or why is it important for you to do that, and how does it make you feel knowing that people can count on you, and how you lift them up when they're in situations where they need a helping hand?
That's a great question. And I believe that, with the program that I work, I believe that it teaches us to help someone. And by helping someone else, you end up helping yourself with the program
Yes.
I work. And so I just believe that by us, by you helping somebody else, that comes back on you tenfold. I really.
Okay.
He's back.
Okay. It's cool. We were listening to you, Marcus.
So I do believe that just pay it forward, man. Just paying it forward, brother. I just believe it makes a lot of sense. It just, again, it kind of just, by helping somebody else, you're truly helping yourself, and it just, you're doing two things at one time. Not only are you helping them, but you're also helping yourself stay sober and stay a good person. So it's
Yeah.
just a lot more to it than just not using. You gotta be a good person, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you,
I-
Buff.
yes. Absolutely.
Thank you, darling.
I've got just a question for you, and I was curious. I know I've seen it. Excuse me. I've seen one of your posts that it's a story that up in your picture, your main profile picture. You got that story that goes in there, and I saw the band, the Red Strays. You know who I'm talking about?
Say it again.
The Red Clay Strays.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, man. But in your picture, in your profile picture,
Yep.
there's a story in there, and it's a post that you put up there. But the Red Stray Clays, they got a song called "I'm Just Fine." I'm running out of time.
Hold on. You got to stop. You got to stop everything. So
Okay.
it's important for you. It's important for you to know before this goes any further. I
Yeah.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
No, I won't. I want you to believe that. So I've never heard of red clay, whatever. And
Yeah.
and now my girl does all my posts. So tell me what this is again now.
Red Stray Clay. No, Red Clay Strays.
Okay. And what is
It,
that?
it is a band. It's a music band,
Okay.
and they're like an alternative band, but it's kind of like old school. I posted. I did a post earlier, and I tagged you in it.
Okay.
And it may be on your page. I don't know. If not, I'll send it to you in
Okay.
in an email, or I mean in a your Facebook, and then
Okay.
I seen it on your page, and I was like, I'm viewing the story right now. It's probably gone. It's gone now, but it was on there, and I was like, I wonder if he likes these guys because I love these guys, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to ask.
No, I want to be part of the story. I just really, hey, Stacy, she stepped outside. I want to see
It's cool.
if she knew about the red. Hey,
Red
baby.
Stray Clay. No, well, maybe make sure I'm saying this right.
Yeah.
Red Clay, like Georgia Clay. Red Clay Strays.
I'll ask her when she comes in, but I've never heard that. But now I'm going to check them out for sure.
I'm gonna tag you in this, bro. I want you to hear
Do it.
this song.
So the
And
song's I'm Fine.
well, this song here, I'm gonna make it public. That way, it will show up on your page. And it's a good song. It's a Christian song. But I'm
Oh,
tagging you in
cool.
this post. You're the only one tagged in it, and you got to go listen to this song. And you've heard this song. If you're from Georgia, you've heard this song. And
Okay.
I think I can't think of the original name of the guy that sings it, but they did a remake of it. You gotta go hear this song, bro, because it hits home,
Okay.
man. And but
I will.
I
I will
tagged you.
definitely check it out. I definitely
Yeah, I
check it out.
tagged you in it, and it's going up right now.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Christopher Christopherson is the original singer.
Oh God, I love him. A Star is Born.
Thank you. It says the name of the song is Thank You, Lord.
Okay, I know that song for sure. Yeah.
He says, Thank you, Lord. What have I ever done? And to be able to, for your love to be graced on me.
Love
And
it.
man, it's an awesome song. You got to go listen to it though, by the
I will.
Red Clay Strays though.
I definitely will. I love it.
Yeah.
Red Clay Strays. I love
Yeah,
it.
you're tagged in it. You're tagged in it.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Yes, sir. It's on you, Angela. Whatever you want to ask him, and then Jesse, I'll let you roll with it one more time, and then it's 8:11 now. So I mean, Marcus has graced us with his presence, man, and it's been awesome for me, and I'm
No,
sure
I
for
love
these
it.
guys.
I
But
love it. I
can we
love
get
it.
if we can just get 2 more questions or 3 more questions, and we'll be
We're good, brother. We're good. We're good.
okay. Cool.
So I'll let you go, Jesse. Do you have a question?
How did you come up with the top hat with the airbrush?
Oh, tell him that
How did
story,
that come
Jesse.
about?
Tell him that story about Morganton.
Oh, Morganton.
Wait. To let him answer it, and then you ask him. That's a good story. If Marcus doesn't
Yeah,
remember it.
it was an NAWA came up to the gimmick table
Ben
and
Throckmorton.
loved your hat, and you just gave her the hat.
Wow. I'm not sure that happened. Hey, I'm a real good guy, brother, but whoa.
That top hat's expensive.
I'm not sure that happened. She may have left with it and stole it, but I ain't never give one of my top hats away, ever.
Ever. Yeah.
Never.
How'd you come up
the
with that?
the airbrushing came in with the top hat first came in with I'm a ball cap freak. I love ball caps. And back in the day, it was fitted ball caps.
Right.
And for you to get a fitted ball cap, from Lids,
Yeah.
if you are as anal as I am, you have a haircut and the hat don't fit as good because they were fitted 7 1/8, 7 1, whatever the size was. If you had your hair cut when you went and bought it, it was going to be too tight in a couple of weeks because they were fitted ball caps. They didn't stretch. They were actually fitted for your head. Well, I would buy all kind of hats. I loved them, different college teams, et cetera, et cetera. Well, one day at Lids, my girl was with me. She goes, "Hey, check that top hat out." I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool." She goes, "Put it on." So I put the top hat on. She goes, "You look great with that." And she goes, "Won't you buy it?" I go, "For what?" She goes, "Just get it." So I was like, "Okay." So we bought the top hat. And then when I broke my neck, I was feeling bad because I wasn't on TV. So that's when I created the painting of the top hat. And my mother came up with my face on top.
I remember that.
And
I remember that.
it just kind of all kicked in. But the airbrushing period was found in my clique. It was found by Scott Norton. Norton came in with a brick wall on his singlet, and I was like, "That ain't gonna last, brother, in the ring." And he's like, "Yeah, it will." I go, "Brother," I said, "No, it won't." And it lasted. And when it did, after the match, I said, "Give me his number because I'm gonna blow y'all's mind with this stuff."
So you had some trunks made too with the bricks on it, didn't you?
Oh, I think that was my favorite pair of all was the brick tights. But then it was, girls and myself on there. And we just kept going crazy. Every week I'd have something different, but airbrushing was a big time for me with that, and it really worked out well.
I'm gonna ask this question. We were speaking about trunks and outfits and stuff, and you always had big quads, man. You've always had big legs. I mean, they were huge. Why didn't you ever wear just trunks?
Great question. And my answer is even better.
Okay.
Your legs are 76% of your body.
Right.
That is 76 more percent of tanning, shaving, and training. Brother, it's an upper body business, brother. I mean, the guys that I see that do the trunks.
Yeah.
Brother, because that's training, shaving, maintenance, tanning, if you
Yep.
got a zit or not.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, razor rash, it's
Yep.
76% more trouble.
You're right. You're right. I dealt with it, man.
And I said, I said, nope, I'm done, brother. And I had good calves. But, you know, Luke always wore our flare, like you wear the knee pads. I'm rude. You wear the knee pads down low.
Them long knee
it just
pads.
truly was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like Rude,
Yeah,
Rude did it to where he put him down in his boot a little bit
In
so
his
it
boot.
looked like his calf.
Calf, yeah.
In his boot.
We're speaking of I'm sorry, I'll let you finish. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
that's
off.
it. That was all. But yeah, but that's a great question. And I told you the answer was going to be great because it's the truth. It's just 76% more pressure on training, tanning, shaving,
Right.
all of it.
Well, to go with that, I just got one more for you. Bodybuilding wise. How did you get your legs and your back so thick? Your back, bro. I said, holy shit, he can, excuse my language. I said, holy shit, he can fly. You had the biggest wings.
I really believe that from a very young age, I was taught to do wide grip pull-ups. Yes. Yeah. And I remember doing them so much for my workout that I went to my brother one day and I said, hey man, I go, I can only do 3 pull-ups now. He said, you've gained 30 pounds, Mark. and I went, oh my God, you don't think about it because you're pulling yourself. It's not like adjusting the weight. No. But he goes, Mark, you idiot. You've gained 30 pounds. You're pulling 30 more pounds up. Yeah. And so from that point on, it came to you cross your legs and you get a spot.
Yeah. Now, how many pull-ups could you do on your own, non-assisted?
You know, that I've never had a good number with it. It was just, I would get a good 8 or 10. Yeah. But I mean, above the bar, perfect form, straps, definitely had straps on, as wide as I could reach, pull-ups.
Yeah, because I could only do like 4 or 5, and that was it.
I think 3 or 4 by myself, and then we would get 8 with the
8.
With the
okay,
spot,
I got you.
You know?
Yeah, I got you now. I got you.
And that was before they had the machine that you could get on your knees and adjust the weight.
Right. Yeah, I like that machine.
Now you can do it.
Yeah, I like that
back
machine.
Back then, they didn't have that machine back then.
Yeah. What did you do for quads and hams and glutes?
Dude, the biggest thing I did that I believe worked was my feet. I always did my feet together on every leg workout. And we would do hack squats to where at the bottom of the thing where your knees go and touch the top of the step. And we'd go up with lightweight, but with hack squat. Hack squat was my favorite exercise.
Wow. That was always an awkward one for me because it was just because I've always had like knee problems and my heaviest I was 272 and I stayed like between I fluctuated from 272.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, 6 foot, 272, but I fluctuated between 263, 264, and 272 for about 12 years.
I was 263. Yeah. After I broke my neck, I came back to 263, and I looked about 235, I think. And then I went from 263 looking like 265 to 228 looking like 250. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I was telling Angela earlier. You've got some guys or yesterday when the interview we did, you got some guys that can tread down, maintain the body mass, and still be heavy, but not look heavy.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I've always, when I went to my doctor and I told my doctor, I said, look, I want to protect my joints. You know, I've had trouble with my ankles, my knees, my hips. He says, well, first of all, you're going to have to trim down on the weight.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that makes sense. And then I changed my diet and everything too. And, you know, I started doing a little more DECA.
Yes.
And growth hormone. I'm not going to lie. I was doing the DECA. Yeah, I did the DECA and the growth hormone. I never went over 300 I never went over 300 on my DECA. No more than 4 IUs on my growth.
Right.
but I did that for like 5 or 6 years.
And
And
it worked well. No tests.
oh my God, yes, Marcus, I'm telling you. I tell you what else worked. TB 500. It's a peptide. PB 500. No, excuse me. TB 500 and BPC 157. Those two
Okay.
peptides right there. You don't even need the growth hormone. And it
Wow.
will, yeah, it's good for your skin. And this is legal stuff now. It's good for
I
your
love it.
skin. It's
Good.
good for your hair, your joints, everything.
Great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Love
That's cool.
peptides. Love peptides.
I love that.
Yeah. But one more question, guys, and we're gonna let Marcus go. He's got his family and everything with him this weekend. And but go ahead, Jesse. It's on you, baby.
If you could change one thing in professional wrestling that you did, what would it be?
If I could change, that's a great. I've never been asked that one. If I could change one thing, um, it would be for WCW to have kept going, for there to continuously have been a world championship wrestling against a world wrestling federation. And I think it would have been just much better of a even better than it is now, because there would have been two big companies going back and forth. But for me personally, I would have, just wish I would have, really not let the alcohol and the pills get such a hold of me, because they had a better hold than I thought. And then when the companies didn't work out the way they did, it was like I was real bad real fast, because I was already teetering on being bad. And then when that leash was off, man, it was bad. But company wise, I wish WCW would have kept rolling.
Yeah.
But personally, I wish I would have, because I still believe, I don't think I was real bad, but like today when I told you I could have went to Vince with that problem I had. I
Right.
think drugs and alcohol stops those kind of good thoughts, where
True.
I probably went outside to my car, popped some pills and drank some beer in the parking lot, instead of being clear minded and going, hey, go to Vince with this and ask him what you should do. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
I
Yeah.
that's the Marcus Bagwell that made it in the business. But
Yeah.
the Buff Bagwell alcohol and pills went to his car and drank over it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, man. And um, Angela, you got one for Marcus before we let him go?
I do. I know that I've heard that Missy Hyatt discovered you in a parking lot and said, "Hey, you should be in professional wrestling." Had it actually never occurred to you that's really the place that you should be? I think you had already become a bodybuilder, right? You already looked like $1 million, as they say. It just hadn't occurred to you that that's really where you should be at the time.
It hadn't. It was at a pool, and we were at the same. I was living in an apartment complex called Poplar Place Apartments in Kennesaw, Georgia. And I don't know how my memory is this good, but my room was 1504, and her apartment was 1505. Um, I was a licensed massage therapist, and a failing one, because women did not want to come to a male. I feel like women didn't want to come to an attractive male massage therapist. I had men as a clientele, but if you don't have both men and women when it comes to any part of business, you got 50% of the world.
Yeah.
So it was, I mean, women would walk in and see me and turn around and walk out of the appointment. And it was like that from day one. After 10 months, $10,000, graduating number one in my class. And I was at the pool, depressed about this. And Missy Hyatt from afar saw me. And that night she knocked on my door and was like, "You should be a pro wrestler." I said, "A pro what?" And I go, you mean like Ric Flair? And she goes, yeah. And I go, those guys don't make any money. And she goes, our lowest paid guy makes $100,000 a year. And I said, tell me more.
Well, thank you,
And
Missy.
yes, I mean, I call Missy about once every 2 months and just say,
Yeah.
35-year career, man, she gave me, you know.
Thank you.
She's
for
a good
sharing
lady.
that.
She's a good lady. I spent a couple of hours with her years ago, and we were in Wilson, North Carolina, and we did a show together. And she's a wonderful human being, nice lady, super nice lady.
Yeah,
And,
she really is. Great girl.
yeah.
I was during that time, you know, she went with I was about 50 of my buddies because she was going through a divorce with uh Eddie Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, who she was
Hot stuff
married
over
to.
together. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I pulled a gun. This is a true story. One night I'm hearing an argument. I'd already started training to be a wrestler. And
Yeah.
I look out my eye hole hearing an argument with a 45 automatic in my hand. And I look out the eye hole, and I can tell you, brother, and back in 1989, 1990, you can do your homework on this, but a gas grill was a big
Mhm.
deal.
Yeah.
And they're arguing with my gas grill in their door, and they've got the prongs and the forks, and they're fighting. And I open the door with a pink thong on, and I go with a 45 automatic, and I go, hey, put my grill down. With a gun in my hand, Eddie Gilbert turns, and I go, I got to switch hands. I go, hey, how's up, Eddie Gilbert? Nice to meet you, brother. 2 months later, I'm wrestling Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert at Global Wrestling Federation, and in the finish room, I got to go, hey, brother, are we cool about that gun thing?
Yeah. That's in Dallas, isn't it?
Dallas Sportatorium.
Yeah, I've been there. No, I hadn't wrestled there, but I've been there before they
Dallas
burned it or tore it down.
Sportatorium.
Yeah. Yeah. Super quick, fast question, and I'm gonna let you go be with your
Okay.
family. What is your favorite meal?
Favorite meal.
Yeah.
That's not, yeah, that ain't a meal. So I would say steak and broccoli, brother.
Yes. Yes.
As a favorite healthy meal, my favorite cheat meal would be 2 double cheeseburgers, chicken fingers from McDonald's, fries, McFlurry,
Yes.
and then a cotton candy Brewster's.
Woo.
Cotton candy
Yes.
explosion from Brewster's.
Never had that, but I had the other. Well, I got that out of you, and God, you got me craving cheeseburgers now, man.
I just had one. Saturday's my cheat day. I just had Culver's.
Awesome. Well, look, Marcus, you're awesome, man. It's such an honor to sit down and talk to you again. And like I said, I hadn't seen you face to face since Georgia. We were in Griffin, Georgia, last time I actually seen you.
Right.
And man, I tell you what, I miss being around you because you're such a pleasure to sit down and speak with, and you're such a humble individual, and you have such knowledge. You know, and I did pick up a lot of things from you just listening. And I'll tell anybody that. I've learned a lot from you, and I'm appreciative. And I thank you. And I'd love to sit down and do this again sometime. And you know, if you're more than your schedule is open, and I'm sure these two guys feel the same way, especially Angela, but she loves the American males.
Yes, I absolutely do. It has been such an honor and a privilege. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for agreeing to be on the podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. You got my number, and just let me know. We'll do it again.
Absolutely. We love you, man. God bless. Tell Stacy we said hello. We love her too. And if you need anything, you hit me up. Hey guys.
Bye.
Hey, darling, how are you?
Okay.
We love y'all.
We love
Good
you
night.
too, brother.
See you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
Clearwater's grown, little girl next door, decked out in her Adidas and fur. On the front row, she's the queen. she'll never tell.